Hi, this is B.L. Ochman with Dave Erickson on Beyond Social Media Show number 92. And Dave, are you there?
Yeah, it froze up for a moment,
You
apparently.
froze. Dave froze. Okay. So the format of the show is that we cover the worst and then the best news in digital communications this week, and then we cover shiny new stuff and the daily numbers, which are stats that you should know. And this week, the worst story of the week is Hillary Clinton's logo lit up Twitter. An ESPN reporter decimated a towing company employee, and a vet did something a vet should never do in Texas. Among the best stories, GoPro took a spacewalk, LinkedIn elevated employees, and New York street signs appeared to ban catcalling. So David Erickson can be found on Twitter at D. Erickson. He's Vice President of Online Marketing at Kowarski and Courage. I'm B.L. Ochman. You'll find me on Twitter at What's Next. I am CEO of Maximum-Plus.com for all things Google Plus and video on YouTube. And I write for Ad Age and blog at What's Next Blog. The show, BeyondSocialMediaShow.com. My part comes from New York City, which you can hear in the background. On Twitter, you can never fails. The sirens come by when we start the show. On Twitter, we're at BS Media Show, and we hope you'll subscribe to our newsletter, BeyondSocialMediaShow.com/newsletter, which has exclusive content, some of which we don't have time to cover on the show, and you won't miss an episode. And okay, so let's go right to the worst story of the week, which is Hillary Clinton's logo just lit up social media. Twitter had criticism of the logo, which is certainly very lame. People said, and it wasn't Rudy Giuliani who said this, that the logo evokes planes crashing into the World Trade Center. Others said it looks like a hospital sign. Somebody said it looks like Iceland's flag backwards. Someone else said it looks like Cuba's flag, and she stole it from everybody from WikiLeaks to FedEx. So some of the best tweets, the complaint was her Twitter page calls too much attention to her. Yeah, well, duh, she's running for president. She stole the hidden X in the FedEx logo. I had to look at the FedEx logo for a while before I saw the freaking hidden X. But my favorite was from Tom Griever, who said, I don't mean to brag, but it was actually my 4-year-old who designed the Hillary logo, and it's made out of blocks, which is hilarious because it is kind of lame.
Yeah, I think the WikiLeaks complaint that she stole their logo was just a publicity grab, because I didn't see it at all.
Everybody's was a publicity grab. Come on, it's just absurd.
Yeah, the logo is it's interesting. The response it got, it does look like it was created in MS Paint. I mean,
it does. It's lame. I mean, no doubt about it. She's trying to be less slick. So what can we say? She is trying. But no matter what she does, it doesn't matter.
It'll be interesting to see how they use it. I mean, the arrow, it's blue H with a red arrow pointing to the right, which some people on the left were complaining about. Why are you pointing to the right? Well, it's move forward, I think. But you look at it on her Twitter page, and it's pointing.
She's moving to the left. I mean, it doesn't matter what they say, because she's not doing any of those things.
Yeah, you look at it in place on her Twitter page, and it's pointing at her, so it does draw attention. I mean, the arrow by definition draws attention to whatever you're pointing at.
That's what an arrow is. Hello.
But interesting to see how they use it in different contexts. But a different sort of criticism blew up this week at an ESPN reporter who treated a towing company employee abominably. It was atrocious. This comes from a Business Insider story by reporter William Scott Davis. ESPN reporter Britt McHenry was suspended for a week this week by ESPN after she was caught on camera berating a towing company employee. Clearly, she had her car impounded, and she was pissed off about it. And of course, there was a camera rolling, and she appears to be paying her bill on the camera, and she says at the outset, "I'm in the news, sweetheart. I will effing sue this place." To which the person the employer responds, "Okay, that's fine. So I will play your video, so be careful." And then she glances up at the video. She looks straight at the camera. So it's not like she didn't know that she was on camera.
Yeah, she knew.
And she goes on to say, I mean, it's not just a frustration that, I mean, you know, I've had my car impounded twice, and it's not a pleasant experience. You pay a lot to get the car back, and you're in a foul mood because of it. And in Minneapolis, some of our signs are intentionally confusing to get you to pay fines. So there's that. There's a lot to be outraged about. So I understand that. But she went after this
on and on and on, and she was nasty.
In personal terms, I have a degree. I'm on TV. I wouldn't work at a scumbag place like this.
Lose some weight, she said.
Yeah, I mean, she just went on, and she's just, you know, so I have a college, so a college dropout could do the same thing as you do, because I have a brain, you don't. She just
she was disgusting. She was disgusting.
Nasty. And so the irony, of course, is that McHenry was trying to make the impound lot feel like a crappy human being when all she did was expose herself to being just that.
Absolutely.
On camera, and she knew it was on camera. So she did issue an apology on Twitter. She said, "In an intense, stressful moment, I allowed my emotions to get the best of me, said some insulting and regrettable things. As frustrated as I was, I should always choose to be respectful and take the high road. I'm sorry for my actions. We'll learn from this mistake." Let's hope she does learn to treat people much better.
Nothing will happen to her, right? Absolutely nothing happened. No suspension,
well,
no nothing.
Suspended for a week, and you know, she shouldn't lose her job over it. But hopefully she learns to treat people decently.
Okay, well, here's somebody who should lose their job. Dr. Kristen Lindsay in Brenham, Texas, was fired from her job at the Washington Animal Clinic after she posted a photo on her Facebook page. It shows her holding a cat with an arrow through its head, and the text says, "My first bow killing, LOL. The only good feral tomcat is one with an arrow through its head. Vet of the Year award gladly accepted." Oh, blech. So animal rights activists are obviously pushing for charges. There's already a reward of $7,500 for evidence leading to the arrest and conviction of whoever shot the cat. And, you know, who knows, maybe she shot the cat, what do we know? But Alley Cat Allies is offering that reward. There's a change.org petition already. You know, that's just not funny. That is just not freaking funny.
Who's gonna give their business to that veterinarian? You know,
leave your animal there, right? Because it's sick, and you're going to leave it with this vet. Yeah, I don't think so. You know, that's just disgusting. But on a lighter note, the Kardashians visited Armenia this week. And the source of this is Allie Jones and Defamer, and they did it to call attention to the fact that almost 100 years ago, the Ottoman Turks killed nearly 1.5 million Armenians, and that's just really not all that well remembered and well known. So the Kardashians are America's most famous Armenians, and they went to their ancestral home to witness the centennial and film the scenes for their reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And they met with the Prime Minister, whose name is Hovik Abrahamian, and they discussed, you know, the importance of a good bronzer with him, I guess. And Jones wrote, "In the most emotional part of the trip, Kim and Chloe visit the Armenian Genocide Memorial in Yerevan. Both wear jewel-toned jumpsuits." It was a really busy week for the Kardashians. You know, there was a launch of their new hair product line, which was launched in Paris. And so on Sunday night, Kim writes, "Armenia was trending, and a few hours ago now, KUWTK is trending. What a good Sunday." KUWTK, of course, is Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Oh, my.
Yeah, when your trip to a Holocaust memorial site is part of your reality show setting, kind of takes away at the gravity of the situation.
Right? I mean, it really does. You know, it's just kind of funny, but that's who they are. And their Twitter stream for the hair products actually had 1.5 million followers within about 35 minutes. And you know, just a side note here, they don't do their own hair. Somebody comes to their house and does it for them. So on to better news, or do you have something awful to tell us?
I had one awful thing.
You just said one awful thing. So better news. Give us, tell us what LinkedIn did, Dave.
So Leah, this is very cool. LinkedIn made an announcement of what they're calling LinkedIn Elevate. This comes from the LinkedIn blog by Will Sun. And so they go through, LinkedIn Elevate is a program to help get employees engaged in sharing content online, specifically on LinkedIn. They share some interesting stats. When a LinkedIn member shares 6 pieces of content, on average, those employees get 6 profile views out of those shared pieces of content. They make 2 new connections. The company they work for gets 6 job views out of it on average, 3 company page views, and 1 company page follower. 2% of employees share content their company has shared on LinkedIn. Only 2%, but those employees are responsible for about 20% of the overall engagement on that content. Clicks, likes, comments, shares. Employees have 10 times more connections than their company has followers. So there's a rich pool of potential reach a company has through their employees on LinkedIn. And of course, people tend to be more trustworthy than companies. So the content they share is going to be better received because it's coming from a trusted source, one of your connections, right? So this LinkedIn Elevate program that they're announcing combines algorithmic recommendations from LinkedIn Pulse. That's their news section. It's also an accompanying app that we've talked about in previous shows. And Newsly, another service that they bought that basically takes your network connections and looks for anybody who was mentioned in the news and alerts you to that. Along with human curation for a stream of content that employees can share. There's apps for LinkedIn Elevate. So there's an iOS, Android, and desktop apps to make it easy for people to share on LinkedIn and Twitter. It includes intelligent scheduling, so it monitors when your network is most active, so it tells you when is the best time to share content. It offers employees metrics like the number of likes for their content that they've shared, number of contents reshares, how many people that reached. They're going to coming soon. You'll be able to see who viewed your profile as a result of content shares, who wanted to connect with you. Companies also will get metrics. It's invite only right now, but maybe, I mean, the big frustration with trying to do content marketing is activating the employee base to help spread that content. So maybe this will help jumpstart those activities and put some numbers around why it's valuable to do so.
Well, they also, what I found odd was that they didn't include a price, and I did ask for a demo, but I haven't heard back from them. But I do wonder what it's going to cost. It's a premium service. And I just want to say that, once again, comment trackers are not working, folks, but I did see that Coach Moore said there actually are some sane people in Texas. Yeah, I bet. So here in New York and also in Philly, some sane people have started a campaign for Anti-Street Harassment Week. And there's a clothing company called Feminist Apparel, and they placed 50 no catcalling signs, no catcalling zones around New York City. And they have some stick figures on it that illustrate it. And I got this from John Levine's story on Mike.com, and I saw one in New York City, which was really kind of exciting. And some, like those at Fox News, and there's no big surprise there, don't think catcalling's a big deal. And Kimberly Guilfoyle, however you say her name, she said to her fellow hosts, "Oh, come on, it's not a big deal. Let men be men." Well, she's wrong. It's a big deal, and something needs to be done about it. So the project was launched in cooperation with something called Pussy Division in Philadelphia, which is a feminist guerrilla collective, and they hope to put up at least one sign every week in every borough of Manhattan by the end of this week. And I salute them. The signs are great. And it says no cat call zone and no cat calling anytime. And they look like official signs. So very cool.
That's very cool. And I mean, watching the video that accompanied that story with the woman walking through New York City and being catcalled over 100 times during the entire time she was walking, and people walking side by side with her, guys walking side by side with her,
harassing her
5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's terrifying.
It is terrifying, and you know, and saying things. I mean, it happens. It happens all the time. You know. Just the other day, it happened to me. So, I mean, it's something that women live with, and it is a big deal. It's a very big deal, and it is scary. You're absolutely right. So, tell us one of yours, Dave.
So this is a very nice story to help alleviate some fear. I came across this. I guess I found it on Facebook. It's a video message that help reassure dementia patients when they wake up, because of their condition, they wake up and they're disoriented and they don't know where they are. They don't know who they are and everything. So it can be very scary just waking up. And so this is from an Associated Press report that has a hospital or a assisted living home getting loved ones to pre-record videos that their loved ones can wake up to. So they'll play it when the Alzheimer's patients wake up, and it'll be just, "Hi, Mom, how you doing?" or singing and welcoming them and reminding who they are. But the familiar faces and the familiar voices set people at ease and help orient them and start their day, so they sort of are not afraid of where they are. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful video.
Well, I salute them for that. My mom has Alzheimer's. She's in an advanced state of Alzheimer's. And there are times when she's not sure if she's inside the house or outside the house. And, you know, anything that helps is a great idea. It's the worst freaking disease in the world, and they know about as much as you could put through the eye of a needle. So anything that helps is a good idea. Right. A lovely story this week is that I just love, you know, the companies that do social media right definitely include GoPro and Lego. And at the NASA Johnson Space Center this week, they had GoPro footage of a spacewalk, which was shared on Google+. And astronaut Terry Virts was on a spacewalk, and it showed the real-time perspective. This was so cool, of flying 250 miles above the Earth outside the International Space Station. It was absolutely just the coolest thing in the world. And the images that, you know, that they see, I mean, it's a mind-blowing. You got to go watch that video because it will blow your mind. But, you know, hooray for GoPro, my goodness.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, GoPro is the ultimate empathy machine, basically. It's understanding. I mean, people want to know what it's like to do things that they've never done, right? Not many people get to go up the International Space Station. So being able to see it from the astronaut's point of view and seeing the Earth in a big blue round shape behind them in the background as they're working on the space station, it's amazing. It's amazing to be able to vicariously experience that.
Well, the other thing they got this week that was so cool was an espresso machine, and there was a video of them, you know, making and enjoying espresso on the NASA channel. The NASA channel is just the coolest thing there is. So, I actually did not find any shiny new objects to share this week, but I see that you've got a couple.
I got one. Fiverr, the creative marketplace where you can go to find people to do a video for you or create your logo or whatever. They've expanding into the app market and have created Fiverr Faces. So Fiverr Faces is an iOS app. This is from a Next Web article by Jackie Dove. Is an app it's free to use, and you basically take photos of yourself, take your selfie, and go through and find an artist to create a picture of you by make a painting and make a sketch or make a cartoon of you based on that photo. So it features a curated collection of artists who are unique. Fiverr has identified them as unique design, high quality portraitures that you can get from the original photos. The app is really easy to use. You just choose the selfie you want, flip through the types of the styles that you want, identify a style you want, tap on it, and then you can order it. Prices start at $10 for delivery within a week. You can get expedited delivery if you need it really quickly, and then it'll take time for the artist to create the artwork, but then you'll get it and you can use it on your social as your social icon and so forth. So pretty cool. Good idea.
That is a really good idea, and I saw some of the images, and they were actually pretty decent. So that's a nice thing.
I found a Simpsons like one that I sort of wanted to get.
Well, I can't wait to see it. It'll go well with our cartoon logos, you know. So this is the week of Mobilegeddon, and we'll see what happens to all the websites on the planet this week.
That's right. That's right.
Google puts their new search algorithm into effect, and if you're not mobile, you may disappear or not.
Yeah, you have to get your site mobile friendly by Tuesday, April 21st. I've got a blog post about it, about that. So how to check if your site is mobile friendly, how to check what to fix, what factors.
Yeah, Google has a link for that, and they tell you all the things that are wrong. And I did it for some clients, and they've got work to do. I just honestly, this is the week to be a web developer.
Yeah, well, the thing you want to pay attention to mostly is responsive design. So if you haven't got a responsive design for your site, look into that, because that is basically Google's guidelines is do responsive design. So there's that. I was quoted this week in an article on 15 ways to make your emails more professional, Business News Daily story by Brittany Helmrich. Lots of good advice on that, so we'll include a link for that. So you can read all the good tips on making your emails more professional. I think
that's it. That brings us to daily numbers.
Okay, so daily numbers this is a fantastic article on The Atlantic by Tiffany Wen, and it looks at why the Serial podcast was so compelling. And out of it, she cites a 2009 study published in the Annals of the New York Academy of Science, in which participants watched short video clips featuring an emotional and an unemotional scene, and then they filled out a survey about their emotions. They played a game designed to test their level of generosity towards a stranger, and they had their blood drawn. Those who reported feeling empathy for the characters in the clip had 47% more oxytocin in their bodies than those who didn't feel empathetic toward the characters. The researchers reasoned that experiencing tension, dramatic tension in a story, makes people feel stressed, and that releases the oxytocin. Oxytocin has been shown to increase empathy in some experiments, so thus dramatic tension prompts empathy with characters, and that's what gets you transported into a story. It's why audio dramas are much more riveting, like Serial, than simple audio books where there's somebody reciting the story, right? So think of that when you're talking about your commercial messages, is what's the dramatic story you can tell about your business, product, or service, and try and tell it in a dramatic way that produces that dramatic tension and draws somebody into your story.
Well, I must say most companies have a very long way to go. You know, most of the company information that's out there is just for fear of offending anyone, you know, just also doesn't excite anyone. So, it's a difficult thing, I'm sure, on the corporate level, but sort of.
It is talking products and features and stuff, and not telling the story that solves the problem you're trying to solve, right?
Exactly, because people relate to stories, and features, we can go read those somewhere. But I have to admit, like, I have trouble listening to audiobooks. They lull me. I can't keep listening. My mind
wanders. I can't listen.
I know. It's really sad, because I think I could sort of absorb a lot if I could stand it, but I can't.
Well, there are audiobook publishers are now understanding this, and they're starting to tell the stories in more dramatic ways, employing actors, voice actors, to do the characters and using sound effects in the background and everything. So they're getting the idea, because I can't listen to it. I just like
I fall asleep, or I just can't. But anyway, that brings us to the end of episode 92 of the Beyond Social Media Show. Would you like to take us out, Dave?
Yes, again, my name is David Erickson. You can find me at D Erickson on Twitter. I'm at e-strategyblog.com. I blog on my agency's blog at creativepr.com/blog. BL you can find at What's Next on Twitter. Her blog is what'snextblog.com. Her company is maximum-plus.com, so hire her for all things Google Plus and video production. You can find us on the show for the show at beyondsocialmediashow.com. We're on Twitter at BS Media Show. Subscribe to our email newsletter so you do not miss an episode and get all kinds of exclusive content. You can subscribe at beyondsocialmediashow.com/newsletter. And thank you for watching. See you next week.
And we are on iTunes and Stitcher, and we would love you to leave us a review in either or both of those places. We'll see you next week, same time, same station. Thanks for watching.